Welcome to Unsigned 518. I am here with the boys in The Last Miller. How's it going?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm fantastic. And I think what we'll do is we'll just start here to my left and just, say your name and what you do in the band.
Cool, yeah. I'm Bob. I play guitar in The Last Miller.
My name's Tony, and I play drums.
How's it going? I'm Craig. I play bass.
Hello, my name is Dylan, and I play the keyboards.
Hey, my name's Kyle, and I sing and I play a little bit of guitar in The Last Miller, and people call me The Last Miller. I'm The Last Miller.
And I guess what we want to do to start with is just kind of go back and tell the story of the band, kind of how it came together, and if you wanted to take a lead on that.
Originally, Tony and I... Well, first, Craig and I have just known each other since fourth grade, and just we've been making music and playing music our whole lives and listening to music together our whole lives. And Tony and I skateboard. So does Craig, and so does Bob, and so does Dylan. We all skateboard. But Tony and I were at the park one day, and we just started chopping it up, and Tony was playing in a band that I knew about, and I was just trying to venture into another version of music, another genre of music to make. And I knew Tony, and Tony was a really good friend of mine. So I was just chopping it up, and I was like, hey, we should get together, we should jam, blase. And then I hit up Craig, and Craig wanted to play bass. So Craig and me and Tone, we just started jamming at Tony's garage for a good couple weeks to a month. We started jamming with our buddy Jordan Green too. Happy birthday, Jordan. We love you so much. It's Jordan's birthday today. And so, yeah, we just started playing in Tony's garage as a 3-piece, a 4-piece. And Tony was also in another band, Bob and Dylan's band called Habeas Porpoise, which is a jam, psychedelic rock type of band. And Tony was already playing with them, so they came by to Tony's one day, and we were all just hanging, shooting the shit, and we just started jamming, and it sounded good, and we started jamming my songs and jamming some of their songs, and we just kind of clicked.
Kyle also plays the bass in Habeas Porpoise.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, and then it just kind of stemmed from there. We all got together, we started practicing, and then we got our first show within a week, maybe a week or two.
And when you say your songs, did you already have some songs?
Yeah. So I wrote an album last year and released it last year, December of last year, and pretty much by myself, with the help of a couple other people. Jordan Demarest, shout out Jordan Demarest, shout out Craig. Craig helped me through the whole thing, and yeah, kind of a solo-ish album. It was before the band had started, but 10-song album. It's called My Own State of Fiction. It's everywhere. It's pretty much the only piece of music we have out right now. And yeah, we just started jamming those songs, and it was fun. And we just kept it going.
And so, and I've heard of other bands certainly that have done that. The songs were already there and recorded, and then, the band comes in. Did you find that they changed a bunch?
Oh, completely.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Completely changed. You want to?
Yes.
Anybody else want to chime in on that?
I think really... Oh, sorry. Go ahead,
no,
Dill.
Go.
All right.
You go.
Well, once Bob and Dill got into the picture, it was definitely having keyboards and a lead guitar, just really liven the whole thing up.
Definitely.
So, and then the new stuff is really good.
Definitely. Most of it was a lot slower on the recorded versions on the album. It's slower, and the drums are very hip hop inspired, and a lot of Beat Butcher drums. If anybody, all the producers out there, you know who Beat Butcher is. Beat Butcher. A lot of Beat Butcher drums on the album. So, and then Tony just kind of took that and rolled with it. And Tony has his own style, and I love Tony's style. So,
Yeah, it's fun to put keyboard stuff on songs that not all of them had keyboards on,
Yeah.
So it was cool to reimagine them.
I'm a firm believer in that a keyboard can be used in any song. There's no song
that
in
can't have a little
existence
keyboard
that can't have some keyboard.
Yeah.
That's just a testament more like to the versatility of a keyboard.
Yeah, a lot of the covers we do too, like, don't really have many keyboards. So then it's like, okay, cool. Now we're another reimagine of like another song.
Totally.
Hell yeah.
I mean, there's probably three or four keyboards hidden in this room.
Nice.
See if you can spot them.
Dylan's got his whole jam
The room
station
will start
when we
filling with
play.
water.
Dylan's
yeah.
got like 3 keyboards set up. That's pretty sick.
Yeah,
Funk Station.
I got a little 2-tier. I got a synth, the Yamaha CS1X, and then I got this Casio PX 161 or something. It's just an 88 grand key keyboard, and then I have like a little MIDI setup that goes into GarageBand,
Nice.
and I just have like a bunch of GarageBand plugins, and that's kind of like playing in Last Miller. Like, I started playing the keyboard in Habeas Corpus, like before, like when the band started, I kind of started playing the keyboard, and I had been playing the guitar strictly for like 5 years. And then so playing in The Last Miller, I really focused on playing the keyboard. And so I'm like also kind of learning the keyboard while like, playing his songs that we never played. So it's a cool, like, feels like we're all growing together.
Very true.
And having a setup like that, with the keys, like, you have the MIDI. Do you do like separate, like having one? Like,
he's chopping.
Oh
Right.
yeah,
Right.
I dance around, and we're doing a lot of twisting while playing over here, and then a lot
Nice.
of I got a sustain pedal where I can sometimes I just let stuff fly out in the window, and then I got my other hands over here making spaghetti.
I always wanted, like when I was younger, I always wanted to play the keyboards, and like I dabble a little bit, but I just don't have the fucking coordination to like
Dude.
to do like 2 separate things. I play bass guitar, and I'm like, all right, 4 strings, I got this. I got
Hold her
this.
down.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, so respect to the keys. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And
I think
again-
it's my ADD where I'm like need multiple things happening to focus on at once.
Right. Yeah, not me. I'd rather focus on one thing and then just pretend nothing else exists. That's how I roll. So when we're talking about like the formation, when did you say that album?
So
that
it came
you
out
did?
December of last year.
Okay.
And then the band formed shortly after that, maybe March or April.
Yeah, we're not even hitting a year yet.
Wow.
I don't think.
All right.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Habeas
Yeah.
Porpoise was a band for like almost a year, and then Kyle joined, and then we all formed into The Last Miller.
Yeah.
Well, he was already The Last Miller, but we all fucking
Yeah, Kyle, didn't
stuck
the
our heads
album
together.
come out and then
December, and then we got.
and then you like
February.
you got a show
Yeah.
basically, and we're like, hey, can you play?
yes.
Like that's how
exactly what
that's right. That's how it formed, right?
Yeah.
happened. Exactly
Like
what happened.
yeah. So he had the gig first, and then we kind of formed after that too.
I do remember that, like in the first couple times playing, like I was like, "Oh, we joined this band. We're already doing this gig,
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it felt like big,
It was
like pressure immediately.
great
Not like
gig,
real
too.
pressure, but just like
Good pressure.
focus. Yeah,
Right.
Good pressure, good momentum.
Yeah.
Already off the bat.
A goal, like a
Yeah.
a
Yep.
solid goal.
Because we were just like hanging out in a garage. We probably played with Kyle and Craig, like me and Bob, like 4 times, like 3 or so times before we were like, and I think one time it was me, you, and Tony
Mhm.
playing like one of your songs, which was My Own State of Fiction.
Yep.
And then like a couple more times happened.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was good. We had that gig, and then we just started rehearsing for the gig, and then shout out Nailed Shut, shout out Fulano, NYC,
Oh yeah,
Rippers.
Shout out Noah.
that was fun.
Noah
Yep,
Humans.
shout out
putting
Noah,
us on
shout
the
out
bill.
Tweak,
And
Endgame.
Tweak.
So as of right now, you were saying that album that you did, is that the only recorded stuff
Exactly.
as of right now?
Right now, that's pretty much all we have out on Apple Music right now and Spotify and everything like that.
Well, do we want to hear one of those songs?
Absolutely, yeah.
Which
for
one do
sure.
you want to play?
You should play the song called Coughing off of that album.
Coughing?
Yes.
All right. Cool. Well, let's listen to Coughing, The Last Miller, and we'll be right back.
smoked outside of the shop that you always tried to run, and still told me you needed someone that makes more and buys you stuff, becomes friends with all your shitty peers. You say it's like once a month that you drink away all of your fear. Make pretend everything's okay, and I'll pace around, think about you all damn day. And truth be told, it was never worth the hate. Hey, we can find better things to say. We can find better things to say. I'll just sit and write it down for you, and I'll spell it out neatly. This was not going as planned, and as from now on, you probably won't need me. Make pretend everything's okay, and I'll pace around, think about you all damn day. Truth be told, it was never worth the hate. Hey, we can find better things to say to each other. It's been hard to find better things to say.
All right, that was Coughing, The Last Miller. And so we were saying that one is one that was all just you, one of the earlier ones.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then, you've become a band, and certainly the songs have changed. And you were saying that one in particular, I guess,
Yeah.
has changed quite a bit
Yeah.
since that recording.
For sure, completely. When we originally recorded that, I was just recording it at my house, and then I did all the musical stuff, and then I brought it over to Nick Caven's studio in Albany, and had Jordan Damaris come with me, and Jordan put some drums on it, and then that's what ended up being the record. Craig put some bass on it too in my crib, and we shipped it off to my engineer, James Cronier. Shout out James Cronier, Great Cat Audio. If you're in the city, you need an engineer, hit up James, Great Cat Audio. Anyway, that's what the record ended up being. And when we started playing it, it was obvious that it needed to be a lot faster. Not a lot faster, but just a little bit faster, and have a little bit more of a tempo and a pace to it. And I think Tony really shined with that on the drums when Tony came into play, when Tony started playing the drums on that record. Just given super 70s funk vibes, even with his rolls and everything that he does on that record. I just love. And Bob came up with this icy lead for the whole thing, and Dylan made his part and just sets the tone in the background for everything, and then it gets huge when we all get huge. That's something that's really missing from the record that's on Apple Music right now. I feel is a big the riff itself isn't that large, I guess, on that record on Apple Music.
Yeah, I feel like I drive these guys crazy because I don't necessarily play anything the same way every time, so it's a little different. It's kind of just how I've been playing, but it seems like it works. So, yeah,
It definitely works, and I feel like this one has like by far the most takes out of like any of your group of songs. Like this one's been being practiced way before we started jamming with these guys. Like this was probably the first one we were practicing like in my basement on the electronic drum set, you know. So we kind of got comfortable with it a while ago, and then even when these guys came, it was very clear that this one was kind of like one of the one to stick around. Yeah, like we all it definitely like I think this is one of our like better performances. Like we all seem to just kind of like gel with this one pretty naturally, and it shows a lot in shows and when we practice.
So, you know, at this point, now that you've got the 5 of you, you've obviously kind of not recrafted, but like kind of honed in some of like the earlier songs. Is there plans to release more music? Are you recording more music?
Absolutely, yes. Actually, right now, we're in the process of mixing a couple songs that we're about to release. We're doing like a 3-song single type of thing. And Coughing is actually one of the songs on that single, and we're doing like almost like a remastered version of it, almost just like reimagined version of it. And it's going to be like a live single thing too. So like all of the songs that are going to be released, we played live, and hoping for that to shine through when somebody listens to it. And there's 2 other new songs on that project, and one of them's called My Truck, and then the other one's called Denial. And those are 2 that we're pretty stoked on, that we've been pretty stoked on for the past couple months, just like chipping away at and playing at shows, playing those songs at a lot of shows.
Yeah, those are ones that like Kyle came up with while we were a band, you know. So it's cool for it to be like super fresh and forever.
We were way more involved in the process here because
like immediately.
You know,
I feel like the next day after he came up with it or something, we all were practicing
Yeah.
it or doing it, you know.
Sure, figuring it out, you know.
Yep.
For sure.
And it works really well.
I couldn't agree more. I wrote one of the songs at like 3:00 in the morning, and then brought it to them like the next day because we had practice, and then we all just were vibing on it, and it just clicked.
Yeah, and those are ones that got like figured out in the band. Like probably were played a little different when they started, and then like, you know, sections got like chunked, you know, put together, and like little transitions in there, and just like everything more set in stone because we were kind of jamming on them at first. Yeah, and then everything really stuck into place.
I agree. And then, so we brought those 3 songs over to the college at Schenectady, and recorded over there in their studio with our friend Jordan Damaris again, and with our friend James Cronier. Shout out both of those amazing humans. Couldn't thank them enough for everything they do for us. And so we got those songs over there, we got in the studio, and then so now we're just kind of brimming on those ones for a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely brimming.
Yeah,
that was a really cool experience because I've never recorded in a like a real like professional type
music
studio. It was just like super cool experience.
They had a Fender Rhodes there.
Yeah, that was cool.
They had like a huge grand piano. They had a harpsichord. Like a lot
the facilities there are so cool, and it was kind of overwhelming.
Yeah, it felt like we didn't belong there.
Sort of. No, but it was cool. It was so cool.
In a way.
Facilities were dope. What, the facilities, like the toilets?
I also went there for culinary school, so it was weird to be in a part of the school I'd never been in, and I'd seen kids walking around with guitars and stuff, and that was like right before I started playing the guitar, and I was like, there's like cool looking people walking around with instruments, and I'm over here like with a chef hat on, you know.
That's right. I was one of those cool people.
Yeah, he walked by me and I went,
Yeah.
pussy.
Just kidding. There was way more cool people than me that went to Schenectady. I met so many of my good friends that I still talk to every day. So I just went for a year over at Schenectady too. But that's funny that Dylan and I both did that and we didn't even know. Like until we went to the college.
Yeah, until we were there, I didn't know he had been there, and then he probably didn't know I spent any time there.
No.
And I actually met Kyle through Tony going to skateboard for the first time in like a long time, and I went to get a new skateboard at the Town and Country, and then Kyle was sitting in there playing the acoustic guitar, and then I'm like, I totally know you, like Kyle Miller, like, and then he's like, yeah, I went to Burnt Hills, we went to the same school, and then I'm like, I'm going to hang out with Tony.
You.
What'd you say?
I'm like, oh shit, I totally know you.
Yeah. And he's playing a guitar, and I go, oh, hell yeah, dude. And then we just tried to bash the wheels off my skateboard for like an hour because they were stuck. And I was like, this guy's dedicated. He's like, he was like he was helping me change my tire, you know?
Yeah.
And like we knew it, we weren't going to change it, but we're like, what can we bash this thing with to think we're, you know?
I stuck it in the vise. I was bashing it with anything and everything.
Yeah, we were going crazy. And then I go, I guess I'm breaking out my wallet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm buying some shit.
Yep, I made him. I charged him.
Yeah, he charged me double
Yep.
for all the hard labor I put him through.
That's right.
Yep. And that was months before we that might have even been before you guys were you guys playing at that point?
I don't think so, because
I don't think so either.
Me, you, and Jordan and Craig talked about it like multiple occasions before we ever actually even like got you guys to come over. So that was probably like a good
That was like last
couple
spring
months
or something.
Yeah.
So do we want to play one of the newer songs?
Yeah, absolutely.
Which one are we going to do?
This one's called My Truck.
My truck. I almost said your truck. No, it's all right. So let's listen to My Truck, The Last Miller, and then we'll be right back to wrap it up.
Wanted to be your one that gets you out of that rut. But baby, I'm falling hard to the pavement, fresh cuts stuck from your touch. You left cold, still warm from your love. Wanted to be your one that gets you out of that rut. But baby, I'm falling hard to the black top, fresh cuts stuck from your touch. You left cold, still warm from your love. Kept all my memories inside, shortening all of my strides for you. I helped you up when you fell by, and you gave me enough and left it in my truck. Let go, don't revolve around the fact you can't lose what you did not have to begin with. How you thought you could choose the ways it ended. Got a message, had to interpret it. I don't know if I'm dead yet. When I find out, will then all my clothes fit, or will they throw out my shit? Kept all my memories inside, shortening all of my strides for you. I helped you up when you fell by, and you gave me enough love and left it in my truck.
All right, that was My Truck, The Last Miller. And guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come up here and talk to me. I know you are even going on to more stuff after here. You got stuff happening, so I appreciate you taking the time to do this. And before we go, like I do with all my guests, I just want to give you all the chance to say what I refer to as your gratitude. So we'll start here with you, Bob.
Yeah. Thank you for hosting this. This is cool. I guess I'd like to thank my family and all my friends. Everybody knows who they are, so I'm not going to shout anybody specifically. But, yeah.
Shout out Chad Michael Murray. That's my boy. I want to thank my friends, family, you for having us. All these guys. I love these guys so much. All my homies down to DIY. My homie Courtney and Town and Country Skate Shop.
Thank you again for hosting us. Thank Calvin for having us in your space. It's a beautiful space. Shout out to my family. Shout out to my sister. She kind of like stemmed my interest in music when I was in 4th grade with Kyle. Shout out to my homie Jordan Green. It's his birthday today again. Happy birthday, Slater. Shout out to Social Propaganda. Shout out to Ableton Live. It came a long way from making loops, from making hip hop loops. Came a long way.
Came from the dirt. No, for real. Thank you for having us. Thank you, Calvin. You two are great. Such humble hosts. Such great hosts. And yeah, just thank you to anybody that's ever came to a show and listened to our music in any way, shape, or form. Thank you to all of my beautiful bandmates who I love so dearly much. And thank you to my parents. Thank you to my sister. Yeah, shout out Ableton Live. Shout out Joe Snotty Bombs. Take Steps, Habeas Porpoise, Social Propaganda. It's coming. It's on the way. And just know. We love you. We're here. We'll be here. Thanks again.
All right. First, just want to thank Andy for having us. This has been fun. And Calvin. But thanks to my parents, I guess. My family. Love these dudes. Making music with them has been very, a lot of fun. Habeas Porpoise was the first band I was in, and then Last Miller, I never thought I'd be in one band, and here I am in 2 bands, People out there ain't in no band, so it's like, I'm spoiled over here. And I guess thanks to my girlfriend, Maddie, who gives me a lot of good critiques about music and keeps me humble. Love you, Maddie. Hell yeah.
All right. So they are The Last Miller. I am Andy Scullin. This is Unsigned 518. And we'll see you on the road. Unsigned 518 is produced and hosted by me, Andy Scullin. New episodes are available every week wherever you stream podcasts. If you'd like to help support the show, please like and subscribe wherever you are listening. Or you could buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/unsigned518. If you would like to advertise on the show, send me an email at unsigned518@gmail.com. And to be a guest on the show, reach out to me through Instagram at unsigned518. Take care of one another, and I'll see you next week.